Hi everybody, it's Dan and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be tackling blueberry cheesecake. This show-stopping blueberry cheesecake really needs to come with a warning label. Cheesecake so creamy, a graham cracker crust so buttery, blueberry swirl so swirly, and bursting with delicious blueberry flavor. I'll be sure to throw a link to the recipe down below in the description. And stay tuned at the end of the video for more information about the KitchenAid stand mixer giveaway. Now let's just grab a medium-sized saucepan, head to the stove, and get started on our blueberry compote. To get started with our blueberry compote, we want to whisk together 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and a half cup of white granulated sugar. And again, we're just going to whisk these two together until the cornstarch isn't so lumpy and clumpy, and it's really just blending into that white sugar. Now let's add in 2 cups of fresh or frozen blueberries, and a half cup of water, and about 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Cook all these together on a medium heat, stirring frequently until your blueberry compote is really starting to thick up. Usually this takes me about a good 10 minutes. Once it's baked, you just remove from the heat and cool. Once that blueberry compote is nice and cool and it's not so hot, you want to gently fold in an extra cup of blueberries, again either fresh or thawed, and with a rubber spatula just really fold those in and mix those into the compote. Then just continue to let it hang out and cool and thicken while we begin on our graham cracker crust. We want to start off with 3 cups of graham cracker crumbs, finely crushed, and add into that a half stick of melted butter. Now let's combine the crumbs with that melted butter and mix until both are really well incorporated. After all that mixing, you want to add your crumbs to the cheesecake pan. Distributing evenly and pressing down flat firmly as you work the crumbs up the sides of your pan. And you can also do this with a glass or a measuring cup or just your hands. Either way, just make sure that it is firmly pressed at the bottom and up the sides of that pan to prevent any cracking. And as simple as that, we're done with our homemade graham cracker crust. Let's just top it off now with 1 cup of our blueberry compote. And we'll go in and we'll spread that around and try to evenly distribute it on top of that graham cracker layer. Now if you do want to bake your graham cracker crust, pop it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 5 to 10 minutes before putting on that blueberry compote. So we have our blueberry compote done, we got our graham cracker crust done, now it's time to start on our cheesecake batter. 3 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. Now you can also shortcut this by using whipped cream cheese rather than just cream cheese blocks. Either way though, you want to make sure that that cream cheese is at room temperature, which is just like leaving it out of the fridge for about 20 minutes. And beat that cream cheese for a good 2 minutes until it is whipped smooth. I usually like to start on a low speed and work my way up to a high speed. Once that's whipped nice and smooth, let's start adding in our next round of ingredients. So first up, we're going to add in 1 cup of sifted powdered sugar, a 1/4 teaspoon salt, a half teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 3 eggs. Then we're just going to go back in and continue to beat on a medium-low speed, either with a hand mixer, a stand mixer, or just by hand. Once that's all nice and incorporated and mixed in, we're going to top this off by adding in a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And then just going back in and blending that on a nice low speed. Now we're adding the flour in the cheesecake batter as an easy route to avoid any cracking and it really just makes the cheesecake easier to cut. Granted, it does change the texture of the cheesecake just a tiny wee bit, since the flour will make the cheesecake more firm and sturdy, while a cheesecake with just eggs alone has a softer, ultimately more creamy texture. Now for even more blueberry flavor, we're gonna fold in 1 cup of either fresh or frozen blueberries. Now you might notice that my blueberries are coated in flour. I like to do this because the flour really helps the fruit grip the batter and rise better with the bake, and really just helps make sure that all that fruit that you're putting into the batter doesn't sink to the bottom. Finally, let's fill our graham cracker crust with our cheesecake batter. Now let's go ahead, pop our cheesecake in the oven and let bake uninterrupted for a full hour. If your cheesecake wobbles in the center slightly when you jiggle it, it is more than done. Once your cheesecake is done baking, just turn the oven off and let your cheesecake hang out in the oven until it's cooled completely, and you move it to the fridge to firm up for another 2 hours. So our blueberry cheesecake has baked, it's cooled. I let it set and chill in the fridge for an extra 2.5 hours. But once that's it, you're done. You've conquered blueberry cheesecake. All that's left to do is just the top with the rest of your homemade blueberry compote. Slice right into it and enjoy this creamy, fluffy cheesecake that has the right balance of sweet and tangy with a light and delicate velvet texture, studded with blueberries inside and smothered in your homemade delicious blueberry compote. Trust me, when I say this cheesecake is bursting with blueberry flavor, this cheesecake is bursting with blueberry flavor. Well, thank you all for stopping by. I had so much fun showing you how to make my blueberry cheesecake. If you're a fan of blueberries or all things cheesecake, definitely give this video a like. It really helps me out, lets me know I'm baking up recipes you all like, you enjoy, and you want to see more of. And if you want even more delicious recipes that you can bake with confidence every single time, definitely be sure to subscribe down below and click the bell to turn on notifications every time I post a new video. Like even more creamy, silky smooth, delicious cheesecakes. Plus, I still have 19 KitchenAid mixers to give away. So if you haven't already, be sure to enter down below. Once you enter in the giveaway, you'll have 19 chances to win and lots of ways to enter. Lastly, if you make your own delicious blueberry cheesecake or your own cheesecake inspired dessert, definitely give a tag on Instagram. You know, let me see what you're baking up in your kitchen. Alrighty, well I'm gonna grab a slice of this cheesecake, a cup of coffee, enjoy the day, enjoy the weather. I hope you all get to do the same. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video very, very soon. Bye.